Hey, folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to do the fourth installment of this show The Warning did in May of 2023 at the Observatory in Santa Ana. This is so much fun to watch. It's a small room. The camera is right up front. He's capturing everything. He is familiar with the band, so he knows when to zoom in on Allie for her solos or for Pau when she's the lead singer on something. Wonderful bonus there. And he got great audio, too. So it's like you're in the room, and it's loads of fun. At one point, Danny came right up to the camera, pretty much, stood on the wall right there, this little short wall in between the audience and the photographers up front. And it's amazing. The only thing that we've had to contend with a little bit is the guy yelling, "Crimson Queen!" a million times throughout this. It's like, dude, okay, I think they heard you. It's a small room. Somebody who was there says that it was the Constellation Room, which would mean that this was a room that has a capacity of 200 people. Talk about lucky to be able to see them in a room that small. But it also means you don't really have to shout that loud, or multiple times. So hopefully he's done with that. And today we're going to take a look at Dull Knives Got Better, followed by Kool-Aid Kids. Two amazing songs, one from Queen of the Murder Scene, one from Error, both blood pumpers, really. They just get you going. Adrian, what have you thought of this concert so far?
That must have been a great show. I mean, as you said, we got great footage and the sound is good in that.
Yep.
And also the performance is stellar.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, shout out to Jim's Rock Shots for getting this footage. Yeah. So let's go ahead and continue with this. We'll dive into Dull Knives, and then we'll stop it and talk a little bit, and then we'll move on to Kool-Aid Kids. All right?
All right.
All right, here's Dull Knives. Well, what'd you think, Adrian?
Talk about mastery over an audience.
That was some good showwomanship.
Yeah, getting them all psyched for Dull Knives.
Yeah.
Got the crowd eating out of her hand.
Yeah, that was really, really good. She's mastered that for sure. Oh, they loved it. Yeah, they loved it, and it was a good effect.
Yeah, not just a musician, but an entertainer and performer on the stage.
That's right. Yep, performing is quite different from just playing, and that was a classic example. You know, if you need both, really, to put on a good show. And that song is so powerful. It's got so much grit. I mean, it just sounds like Turmoil, really. You know, like Pau said, she wrote this album during her emo phase. And this is one song where you can hear that, I would say. Again, I really like the camera work on this because you could also clearly see, even though it's a little foggy, even though she's a little further back, you could see Pau, also owning the stage. Just from further back, it was a little harder to see her, but you can see if you go back and look at it again, she's very present in what she's doing. She's very deliberate in her movements. That's the thing is they're all interesting to watch while they're performing these songs. They've all got their stuff that they're doing that is engaging and helps drill the song home in a way. So
performing and entertaining is an important part of rock and roll, of course.
You never know. Maybe someday Danny will have stuff shooting out of her guitar neck, flares.
Bottle rockets.
Bottle rockets. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to cover cold gin.
There you go. Well, they have done Kiss. Okay. Well, let's move on to Kool-Aid Kids.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. All right. Question for you, Santa Ana. Who here is experiencing their first The Warning concert ever? Look at all those hands. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you're liking it.
Yes, we are.
All right. Everybody give it up for Holy Wars and Plus. Really awesome tonight. We're so happy to have them join us on this tour. You have no idea. It's been absolutely amazing, and this is only the third date.
Yeah.
So, yes, we have so much more to go. Okay, are we ready for the next song? Let's do it.
Let's go. Woo! Daddy Day's the best day. Woo!
Remember things are so
Crimson Queen. Crimson Queen. Crimson Queen.
Somebody
Crimson
really likes
Queen.
it. Somebody really likes Crimson Queen.
I mean, I like the song too, but come on, man. They heard you. Oh, I get it. I get it. I
Maybe
get
you guys
it.
had a couple of beers or something.
Probably. Hey, listen, it's a concert. You're supposed to just
Right.
kick back, relax. It's all right. And, he's a fan. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, practice a little bit. Like, okay, the message has gone through. It's okay to let go, So anyway, yeah, fantastic songs. That's one of those that Allie says is one of her favorites off air.
Oh.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, I think Amore might have been on that list too from the previous video. These songs that are a little unassuming and lesser known on the album. And she's like, yep, those are the ones, And Pow is playing amazing stuff on those drums for this song. I love her hi-hat work. A lot of that going on. And during the, I think it's during the verses, she does some really interesting tom work. I mean, she does it reliably each time around, and it's really powerful and great sounding. So she's a real presence back there.
Yeah, also, another thing I noticed with the percussion is that there's like this thing that kind of sounds like metal hitting metal, like metal on metal or something like that. I used to think about trying to write a song with that kind of sound like back in the 80s, I remember.
Yeah, it's similar to Maxwell's Silver Hammer. Ding, ding. Which actually was an anvil and a hammer and an anvil in the studio, as we saw in Get Back. But yeah, there is some type of industrial noise to that, So yeah, and it works. It works beautifully. That's the thing, is they try these things and they don't overdo it. That's the thing, is they've got a sense of how much spice is the right amount of spice for this song, and that was just enough. Yeah, I really like that one. I mean, Error is probably my favorite album, just barely, because it's hard to choose, really.
It is hard to choose.
Yeah, Queen of the Murder Scene, probably the next one. I think Error just beats it out. But they're all great albums. But it's great to hear these album tracks that we don't hear that often. So far, it's been a wonderful journey. And so has this concert, by the way. So we are going to continue. We may break it up at some point with a video here or there, but for the most part, we're just going to try to go full speed ahead through the whole thing. Why don't you let us know what you thought of this? Of course, let us know if you were there. Always interested in hearing about that. And if you have other suggestions, you can leave those below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Take care, folks.
See y'all later.